What is going on? You have reached the Samplers Podcast at thedaydreamsound.com. This is a podcast covering all things samplers and sampler technology. This is episode 7, and right now we are going to discuss the topic of the rise of the indie sampler manufacturer. But first, I'd like to thank you for joining us here at the Samplers Podcast. We're very happy to have you with us, and with that, let's get on with it. Over the years, let's say the past decade, we have fell subject to whatever instruments that the major manufacturers of samplers have given to us. We didn't have much of a choice. It was either hardware or software. And these two choices came from the majors. Who were the majors? Okay, well, we got Roland, Yamaha, Akai, Native Instruments, Ableton, Electron, and on it goes. But you know what I mean. These are established musical instrument manufacturers. And their primary purpose is to provide musical instruments for us musicians that will bring them a profit over time. Nothing wrong with that. That is amazing. The thing is, as with all large companies, they can only move so fast. They become a machine, and machines generally have a lot of processes and working parts that help them move efficiently, albeit slowly and methodically, which has left us, the end users of these musical equipment, waiting a lot of the times for new developments to happen. And during that gap, some of us have taken to circuit bending instruments and tweaking existing instruments personally to make them fit our needs. And then others have taken on the task of building complete instruments independently. And by independently, I mean just a couple people getting together, working out some plans, and coming up with a full-fledged sampler to offer to the public. And just these past couple years alone, we've seen major developments in the independent music manufacturing marketplace. And 3 samplers that come to mind that are completely independent are the Tasty Chips GR1, the Gutharman, I think that's the way it's pronounced, I'm not sure, LD3, and the Percussa. All independent, all funded by musicians, us, who've contributed to see these independent manufacturers make something outside of the majors that we know. And with that comes a lot of personal touch and creativity and new ways of working that really enhances the market. The GR1 is a granular sampler, and even the way it's laid out is completely different. It's fresh, something that I like. While it's limited in what it does, it definitely fills a purpose that major manufacturers really wouldn't take the risk to do. The LD3 is something that I found about from a viewer on YouTube just recently, like this week. And it's a combination of a synth and a sampler housed in a step sequencer style layout that provides a lot of CV options and granular sampling options and innovative sequencing options. Again, something we really wouldn't see from a major. And of course, I've already spoken about the Percussa. That's totally the bee's knees for me. But the amazing thing about all of this is it's all ground level. These independent machines speak to what's happening in the market right now. And their functionality doesn't seem too far removed from the current state of music production, while sometimes the majors kind of seem a couple steps behind. You know, they come out with a new product and it's like you're found wanting more sometimes, you know? Anyway, one of the major downsides, and while it is a downside, I would call it a misunderstanding of independent manufacturers, is the price level. While independent manufacturers offer instruments that may be new and a fresh take on sampling technology, the price may be a little bit more than standard gear that you can buy from major companies. And I think we have to all realize that this is niche equipment that is worth paying for. And there's 2 major reasons for this. The first being that this equipment is indeed new cutting-edge equipment that takes the risk that we're looking for. And we don't necessarily have to wait like we did in the past. Also, there's a direct relationship that you can have with the manufacturer. A lot of these manufacturers you can get a hold of and speak to them regarding their equipment and actually dialogue on improvements or any type of feedback and actually see the improvements that they make based on your recommendations. That level of customer service is worth paying for. And secondly, this type of new ecosystem that we're experiencing now is an environment where ideas flourish. So because we're seeing this new area where people are willing to fund new instruments, we will see new advancements in technology that will in turn come back to us as musicians where we can offer new music. So it's a circular system that helps us all out on all levels. The more levels we have, the better. We need the circuit benders. We need the majors, and we need the independents. The entire Eurorack modular community thrives on independence, and we've seen that growing and growing and growing and spilling over into all facets of music simply because people are now taking their shot at creating their own musical instruments. So in closing, as we see the rise of independent music manufacturers, we will definitely see a rise in cutting-edge music and cutting-edge technology on a grassroots level, indicating an exciting time for us all in the future. Thank you for joining us here today at the Samplers Podcast. Your presence was greatly appreciated. Do take some time to look around here at thedaydreamsound.com. There's plenty in the way of sampler technology. This concludes episode number 7. We'll see you on the next one. In the meantime, take care of yourself. Peace.